All right, I believe we are live on YouTube now. We should be live on ECTV. I'm just going to give ECTV a moment to get us up in broadcasting.
Are we this quiet when we're all together?
No, I don't think so. Tim.
Yep.
Do you have the specific proposals that you would be able to put on the screen?
I do. I was gonna wait until, let me see here.
I might be able to get in, guys. Nope.
So can you now see the agenda?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. All right, we'll be ready to begin in about 30 seconds.
Excellent.
All right, we're good to go, Richard.
Excellent. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the September meeting of the Scranton Historic Architecture Review Board. My name is Richard Leonori. I am a Scranton architect, and I am the chair of the committee. With that, I'd like to introduce everyone who's here, and why don't we start with the Katies? Katie Carney, please.
I'm Katie Carney. I'm the historian.
Katie Gilmartin.
I'm Katie Gilmartin, member at large.
Nell Donnelly O'Boyle.
Yep, I'm here representing the broker, the real estate broker.
Okay. We have Bill Lesniak. Bill.
Hi, Bill Lesniak with the Architectural Heritage Association.
I don't know who this is down in the corner. I just have a phone number. We have a number of people. Why don't we do the city representatives? Tim, would you like to introduce yourself?
The solicitor for the Harb.
And Denise.
I'm Denise Nitch, and I'm coordinator for the Harb.
Okay, we have Bobby Lynott, who is a visitor. Bobby, like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure, yeah. Bobby Lynott, owner of Sakula Signs, working on a signage proposal for Fellerman and Saramboli. And Harry McGrath is attending with me. He is the client.
Excellent. Okay. Harry.
How are you, everyone?
Okay, welcome.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the meeting. We do have a quorum, so we can begin the agenda. We've done the roll call. The next thing is the minutes from the last meeting. We were all sent these. If there are any comments, I would welcome them. If we're all in agreement, I would welcome a motion to approve the minutes as submitted. Was there any discussion on that?
I'll make a motion. Oh, sorry.
Well, no, go ahead, Katie. You can make the motion and I'll second it.
All right, I was going to make a motion to accept.
Okay. And Nell, you're going to second that?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the minutes from our last meeting?
Aye.
Aye. Excellent. Okay, well, we have a kind of busy night, and our first certificate of approval is for 436 Spruce Street, which is the historic Brooks Building. This proposal is to add 5 signs to the building. 3 of them on the at the corner that are non-illuminated, but I do see the proposal to add a kind of gooseneck light over each side. And then on the Spruce Street side and the North Washington side to actually go into the stone and to provide 2 light up signs. Okay. I think I'm going to take the lead on this. I think that the 3 signs in the round entry of the building are perfectly appropriate, and I would approve those. Okay. I take issue with the 2 light up signs. I don't think it's something that the Brooks Building needs. I don't think it's a business that needs to, it's not a nighttime business. I particularly object to the one on Spruce Street, where if you look at that picture, there is a sort of fan motif in the stone, and the sign is not even aligned with that fan motif. So I think 5 signs is an awful lot. I think there are other ways. I mean, if these were changed to non-illuminated, I may be far more favorable. The other possibility might be some sort of a stripe or something in the windows, in the glass, if the client here feels they need more identification. But as it stands, I would approve the 3 signs for the corner, and then I would open it up for discussion of the other signs. So I don't get to vote on this unless there's a tie. So who would like to say something or add something or discuss this? Including Mr. Leinert, if you'd like to say something. Okay.
Is that black and white tile underneath the spruce sign part of some future design, or was it just simply in the picture on the pot there?
You're talking about that fan in the stone? No?
So I'll answer that. So that black and white square, that's called a target. We put that in the photos. So the sign, you could see that's how it would look if you were standing on the corner. It helps us to make the sign look actual size.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I personally don't have any problem with your graphics. I mean, I find the lettering and everything handsome. I object to the nature of the sign, particularly on this building.
I agree with that, Richard.
Okay.
I
It
would
definitely
agree
looks out
with
of
that.
place with that building.
You know, I mean, if that even were just a flat metal panel, but I think actually, you know, doing something in the glass on the sides would be better.
agree.
These signs are particularly loud or large, particularly the one here on Spruce Street, you know, and so I mean, my recommendation would be to call for some alterations of this proposal.
If I can,
Katie,
guys,
do you have
I
anything? Yeah.
want to give a little history. When we started working on this project with Fellerman and Saramboli, their intent was obviously to, they recognized they were moving into a classic style building, and they didn't want to stand out in a grotesque or gaudy way. Illumination obviously is what every business would want, and you know, they want their signs to be lit so it could be well visible and seen. I took it upon myself to go around the neighborhood, left and right across the street, see what others have done in similar areas, similar situations. We wanted to come in under what people around the block were doing, not as much, not going for smaller and not as illuminated, but still, again, drawing attention to their business, obviously, where they're anxious to move into downtown Scranton. I can tell you that across the street, the signs at People's Security Bank, they have 6 illuminated signs, not including their ATM sign. Down the block, FNCB has 5 illuminated signs. Up the street, Wayne Bank has channel lettering plus 2 illuminated signs. So again, Fellerman and Saramboli wanted illumination, but didn't want to go over the board. And again, just too obnoxious, I'll call it.
Comments, motion?
There's nothing there now, though. It's just stone, right? So it'd be
It's
really,
stone. It is stone now, yes.
yeah. I feel like there are illuminated signs with the Rite Aid and the bank and keep going. I agree with that. However, this is the red stone building. So to me, this sign stands out just as much as any of the ones that are larger, in my opinion.
If you could do something about it where it goes over the doorway and those two transiums in that area, away from that stone, the detail.
Well, they're proposing, there's no view of all 5 signs. They're proposing 3 signs, one of each of those bays in the rounded arch. That's
Okay.
part of this proposal. And I take no objection to any of those. I think they're very appropriate and they fit into the architecture.
Right.
Fine, okay? So let's see if we got them here. There. You
Okay.
see? You see that there are 3 of them there, and they're proposing a light fixture over each. And that particular kind of light fixture, I also think is appropriate. So, I mean, this particular piece of this, I would approve with no qualms. I think my problem is then the other 2 signs. And I also think that even if you were to mount something, that I would do it again in black with the white squares, because it's going to be a lot more gentle on the red stone than a big white box that lights up. So I take issue to the 2 other sides.
Richard, I would have to agree with you. And I think the signage around and over the door is very sympathetic to what's to the left of this building.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what we would recommend, so, and I think, the black frame with the white square is also more sympathetic than the white square with the black, than the flip.
Yes.
So,
What's going on with all that trim that looks blue?
well, the trim is now gray. The building has been painted. The trim has been painted, and so all that is blue is now gray. So I think the black, I think this corner solution will look fine. That's, I think it's the other 2 signs. At least on North Washington Avenue, there's more space, but particularly on Spruce Street, I think that's quite crowded. If you look at the other sides of this.
This is Harry McGrath. Just
Yes.
to add something in. I mean, obviously, I'm in agreement with Bobby as to what we believe to be a reasonable proposal. But to the extent the group's not agreeable to the illuminated signs on North Washington and Spruce right now, could we bifurcate the request and have the signage above the doorways approved now, so we could get that installed and then revisit some modifications if need be to the remainder?
I would say yes to that. I mean, I don't think, I would think we could, at this point, make a motion to accept the proposed signs for the rounded part over the doorway and
They look
move
great.
that forward. And then if you want to take some time and think about the other signage, you could either come back or we could discuss, at this time. Was that fair to you, Mr. Linen? Is that fair to you, Mr. McGrath?
I think
I'll defer to Harry on that.
I mean, this will get you in the building and get you identified.
Yeah, that's certainly agreeable for the time being. We don't want to abandon the other 2, but for the time being, we want to get these signs up. So yeah, I think that's a reasonable way to move forward here.
Okay. Now I could tell you, if you wanted to do 2 more signs that look like this, and even with the individual light fixture in those other locations, that may be a solution for you. In other words, you'll have 5 signs, they'll all match. So you can think about that if you want, okay? So let's, then I need a motion on this. Bill, Katie,
So
no?
I can make a motion to accept the 3 signs that are going to go into the windows in the front, and tabling the other 2 signs until there's some design review in the future. How's that sound?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Bill, seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Denise, Tim, are we okay leaving this like this?
so. The only issue I foresee is the tabling of the others. So if we were to bifurcate it and motion to approve the signage over the doorway, that certainly we could do that. Tabling the others. So generally, I think we have a 5-day period if we're going to deny the other signage, that can be extended by a 15-day period at the request of the applicant. What I'd suggest is that if we bifurcate it into 2 motions, one motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for the signage over the doorway, and then the other, if we could discuss the other signage, if there are proposals, I think what Richard had just said, that would bring it in line with a Harb recommendation, that we put that into a motion, say that it's the other 2 signs are denied. However, if they make these modifications, they would be approved. I think that'd be the cleanest procedural way to do it.
Okay, who of my team here, the Katie's, Bill, Nell, who has the wherewithal to make that proposal, make that motion?
I'll make the motion to bifurcate this, accept these 3 window panels and reject the other Spruce and Washington signs as they're presented.
Does that cover it, Tim, or do we need more?
And then if we could just put on for the applicant's sake, if we could just, if they exist, if we have suggestions for those signs that would bring them in line with a Harb recommendation. I think Richard had mentioned perhaps doing a similar
sign, flat panel, not self-illuminated, or something on the glass, any of the windows. I mean, they could run this thing as a band all the way around the windows if they wanted. Anything on the glass would fly.
And I do prefer I don't know if you said it, but the black background with the white.
Yes.
Sorry, the audio.
So Nell, we need that somehow in your motion? Is that right, Tim?
We don't, that's fine.
Okay.
So what I'll need for that is in our letter to the applicant, what I'll do is I'll reach out to you, Richard, to confirm, but what I have is that the signs on the Spruce and Washington sides are denied. The recommended modifications that would bring them in line with a Harb approval would be a black background with white lettering, non-illuminated.
Or at least not self-illuminated, which is, right?
Not self-illuminated.
Self-illuminated. And if they wanted to put another gooseneck lamp out there, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, rear illuminated is normally what we would.
Yeah, rear illuminated. Okay. Gentlemen, we thank you for attending our meeting.
Thank you. And then this is just a general question. Are we going to get a copy of these minutes just so we can make sure that if we do revise them, they're in accordance with what everyone has just discussed?
Yeah, we could send you a copy. And Harry, what I'll do is I'm going to send out a letter, generally, either tomorrow or Monday, that explains, what was accepted, what was approved, what was denied, and then if you have any questions regarding that, you can certainly.
Great. Yeah, you can just email that to Bobby and I. Thank you, Tim.
Okay, Mr. McGrath, also what happens is I send out a memorandum to the licensing, inspection, and permits, and I copy you on it saying that it's approved with these recommendations, and I send out a letter to you as well.
Okay, that sounds great. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And welcome to downtown. Good
Yeah,
luck.
so we're very excited. We're happy to be there.
That's great. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to jump off. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next applicant here is the Chamber of Commerce, 222 Mulberry Street. Do we have anyone representing the chamber in attendance here?
Don't believe I do. Let me just make sure I don't have anybody in the waiting room.
Okay.
No one in the waiting room.
Okay. So Tim, would you like to bring up the pictures here? This is the Chamber of Commerce, what they did call the incubator building. And apparently they have a tenant on the first floor that is requesting an entrance onto, what is that? Franklin Avenue.
Let's see if I can.
So there's some pictures here, existing conditions. So currently on Franklin, it's there are 4 large windows, and this proposal is to add a doorway. And because there is some level change between the first floor and the sidewalk, it requires a ramped entrance. These are pictures of the existing conditions. I believe also on the back side, the parking lot side, there are some proposed changes. Here we go. So this is the proposal. Here we go. So there's the new entrance, and there is a sign. I was told the sign is not backlit, so it's not an illuminated sign. And because of the floor level and the slope of the sidewalk, this is what is being proposed. I will admit that, and I probably don't have to vote on this anyway. I had a heads up on this, and my first 2 questions were, 1, is this truly a handicap accessible entrance? Okay, because there are certain, you have to ramp up from both sides. You need a turning spot. There's going to be an automatic door. You need to be able to sit there in your wheelchair, The design professional assured me that it was. And anyway, in any regard, that is really their responsibility if it is not. Okay, I thought it all looked very tight, but I was assured that it does comply with handicap accessibility. The other thing that I asked, and this has to do with zoning, is that are they allowed to come out onto the sidewalk like this? I was told that they discussed this with Don King, and that Don King said that this was no issue. The sidewalk is not all that wide at this point. So there will be this railing and ramps and such and such. I don't really know what other way there is to do it. I mean, in this day and age, you can't really build steps, and there is a level change that has to be negotiated. Also, this client is providing 2 options. This is option 1, where there's a tighter mesh at the doors and then a more open mesh at the ramps. And then option 2 simply shows the mesh at the doors and a more open railing at the 2 sides. The 2 options are presented because this project is still being priced, and I don't know really what the difference. I have to assume without the mesh is going to be less than with the mesh, but cost is also an issue. So that's why both designs are presented here. As for the change on the rear side or the parking lot side, and Tim, if you can go back and, okay, so this is simply a new window and frame, pretty much in the opening as it exists. I think this is a very, very modest change, and it's not on the main drag. So anyway, discussions, comments.
I mean, it looks fine. It's a newer building, right, Richard?
Yeah, it's a newer building. It doesn't affect historic resources. I
And this just
thought, yeah,
into one unit. It doesn't go into a hallway for the whole building.
I don't believe it goes into a hallway. I think it'll be one tenant in that whole corner of the building, and that will be its own exterior door. Its second means of egress will be the lobby, which is on Lackawanna Avenue.
I think it looks perfectly fine with or without all the rails, but I have no objections or anything to it.
Anybody else?
Me neither.
Would we have a motion? And I think if you're going to accept a motion to accept, I think either option would be acceptable. That's how I would word it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the design as it sits.
Second?
I will, it, I will. This is Nell.
Okay, Nell, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I
Aye.
think I think they got their motion, their certificate of appropriateness here. Jim, do you need anything more from us or are we okay?
We're good on that one.
Okay. Excellent.
And just so everyone's aware, I had Joe Price log on here to present our application. to avoid
Okay.
Any issues?
Hi, good evening, Harb. Joe Price here.
Hello,
Hi,
Joe.
Joe.
Welcome to the meeting.
Thanks for having me.
Our third applicant here is 612 Spruce Street. And
It's actually 612/6-610 is the
Okay.
official. Just for the record.
fair enough. Okay. Tim, if you can bring that up.
There we go. I'll bring it up now.
And I apologize if you hear any sudden bangs in the background. I'm home with my 4-year-old and 3-year-old. So
Well, you could put yourself on mute and then hold the space bar.
We
There
learned
you
that
go.
today.
Yeah.
I'll go on mute until you
Okay,
guys have
fair
any
enough.
questions or need anything. Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
see the picture there?
Not yet. I see the bill.
Hey, that's
Oh, we now know what you're spending.
Yeah, I see the bill. I don't see
That's
the picture.
That's the part I don't like.
I don't know what
myself.
you're buying for it.
let's
Okay.
see here. There we are.
It should say Corbett Law Windows.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to admit here that, first of all, I had a little heads up on this. And just to confirm, this is merely lettering on the panel. There's no lighting involved here. Right? And we are doing this logo on the glass. So confirm that, Tim or Joe, that's right?
Joe's got one here.
That's correct.
So
That's correct. It's going to be, the lettering is identical to the lettering that's around the corner
Yeah.
on Adams Avenue with the
Yeah.
Wright and Reiner
Yeah.
signage.
So, I mean, I don't think this is the kind of signage that the Harb would advocate. So, I mean, I think, we can accept this pretty much as presented. I did offer the way that it's separated like this. It looked like Corbett is in one window and Price is in the other. And I thought,
Yeah.
and I thought that it might be stronger, if you said Corbett Price. So I present that and, as an alternate. But I mean, that's
Yeah,
how I read this. Oh, Corbett's over here and Price is over there.
It's kind of like the right Twix, left Twix commercial.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so, I would recommend putting the two names on twice,
Yeah.
one on each side.
And Tim did give me a heads up about that recommendation. And I think at a minimum, we're going to put Corbett Price on the one side above the window with the decals.
Mhm. So what would the other one say?
It would just remain just a blank, because
blank.
that's our
A blank.
office side.
Well, I think we would be okay with that, a blank and then Corbett Price with the decals and everything on the right-hand side. I think that sounds, I would have no objections to that. Anybody else?
Nope.
No,
I
I agree. Put names together too. Also because Price is a word, not just a name. It would be clearer.
Yeah, don't you think? I mean, the company's Corbett Price, the CP together, I think
Yeah.
have them together would be a stronger statement.
I defer to
great.
your guys' expertise there too. I mean, we we don't really know what we're doing in terms of design.
Well, anyway, I mean, there's certainly not, this is the kind of signage that we always advocate and what we want to see. So I mean, certainly in terms of compliance with the Harb, I don't think there's any problem. We're just talking about graphically and design wise, I think it would be stronger,
Okay, thank
the
you.
names.
That's what we'll
Yeah.
do. We'll put Corbett Price above together on the one side, and for now leave the other side blank.
Okay. Do we have a motion to accept that?
I'll
I'll
make
make a motion to accept as well with Corbett and Price together.
As discussed, with changes as discussed, with Corbett Price on the right side. Okay, second?
I'll second.
Good, Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, I think you got it, guys. You got your certificate of appropriateness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck
Okay.
putting up with Tim.
Okay, he does a good job. He's probably a good partner.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, is there anything else that we have to discuss?
Let me bring the agenda back up here.
We're into the miscellaneous or items of discussion. If anybody has anything they'd like to bring.
I
to-
thought we would have heard from Ryan regarding the murals downtown, but I guess nothing's been brought forward.
Nothing has been brought forward. I can tell you know that Scranton Tomorrow is, they've engaged Riley and Associates to do a master plan for the downtown. And part of the scope of that work is to designate certain locations for a murals in the downtown. So ultimately that will happen. Hopefully this gentleman that you know will bring something forward, or at least we can get them together with Scranton Tomorrow, and there's one kind of consistent vision, you know, as to where murals will go, you know, and there'll be some kind of consensus on that and what the content of that those murals will be. I know that Scranton Tomorrow is very interested in having the murals have a theme, and not unlike what's in downtown Pittston. And so that's what they're going to push for, rather than, you know, just sort of random, you know, stabs in the dark here and there. So anyway, we have not heard from that person.
Okay. All right.
And I think we need to be involved with the mural issue.
Yeah.
Right. Even if we don't, you know, get too specific on the actual content of the mural, at least the scale, the placement, whatever. The average life of an urban mural is 30 years. So you better like it, okay?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. I think we want too many more Grinches or whatever, you know, those creatures are that show up in there. So.
I wonder what the average life of a tattoo is. People get or whatever.
Very good
Yeah.
question. Very good question. Yeah. Okay. Our next meeting is October 8th. I thank you all for attending. I think at this point in time, if I would accept the motion to adjourn.
I will make the motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Katie, thank you. Good work, guys, and thank you very much. Tim, thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Richard.
Stay
Take care,
safe,
everybody.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
okay, thank you so much.
See you
Good
later.
evening, all. The meeting is adjourned.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.